Welcome to the Unconscious Moderation. I'm Dr. Nada O'Brien, Jungian psychoanalyst, and with me is Dr. John O'Brien, Jungian psychoanalyst.
Thank you, Nada. So I have a question for you, which is, why did we create this application?
Mm-hmm. Well, after all this time, it is very interesting to look again and answer to our potential users of the application. So we know in our several decades of experience working with people that we don't just reach out for alcohol just like that. There are these unconscious urges, which are so easy to just superficially satisfy by substance, alcohol being the most common, or any ism, anything that is immoderate. So we substitute for our deeper needs. And we have no idea, in most cases, that we are doing it. There could be many reasons for that, but the main thing that we are unconscious what is making us reach that glass of alcohol, which is one too many. So the answer is in the unconscious, and we wanted to create adventurous, safe, exciting, exploratory experience, 3 months experience, where we can not only manage to learn how to moderate without forcing ourselves, but also discover that deep resource in ourselves that can be given that what it needs rather than a substitute. And it is very exciting. That is why we created our app.
So it's about people getting in touch with their unconscious. And by unconscious, you simply mean that which we're not aware of at that moment. We just don't know at that moment. That sounds really great. So can you please explain to our users what is special about this program? What is unique about it?
Everything. Well, we are inspired by a Jungian approach, and Carl Gustav Jung was the most amazing scientist with anything to do with the exploration and science about the unconscious. So we are combining different methods and approaches to our psyche, to our soul and the unconscious for the purpose of exploration and facilitating the communication with the unconscious in order to empower our conscious existence to have the energy and motivation to moderate rather than force and use only and solely willpower, which is very tiring and not that pleasant, but also to dive into the joy and fascination and humble learning about that deep mystery about ourselves. And when some research even suggests that we are as much as 95% unconscious about anything we are doing, our actions, our decisions, they're all ruled and governed by our unconscious. And when we say unconscious, it's not just some shallow surface under which great mighty consciousness stands. It's an incredibly vast universe with so many dimensions. And the forces, like in nature, reside there. And when they are activated, it can be relatively strong, like our individual unconscious, things that happen in our biography, in our lives. But then they go into our ancestral unconscious, anything to do with our ancestors, then our culture, and then the collective depository of everything that existed and happened, the whole mystery of life, That's the collective unconscious. And that is where the extremely powerful forces come. And when they are activated, we are moved, we feel emotion, our body registers it, not always our consciousness, and then we act on those forces' behalf with tiny bit or not at all consciousness about what we are doing. So there are many ways how this can be facilitated, the communication with the unconscious, and that is why we were inspired by Jungian approach and combined it with hypnotherapy, which John especially designed for the unconscious application, with specially designed movement every day where we bring our body who knows everything and remembers everything. So that is an additional information about how to achieve our own unique ways for moderation and self-discovery and fulfillment. And for the users who are very curious and like learning, we prepared huge amount of resources which are cutting edge science and very, very interesting to read. And John, what would you say to our users? Who is this app for? Is it only for people who want to stop drinking?
Oh, the app is for our users. It really is for users. It's users, okay? So this is who the app is for. And there's a clue to the answer in the word user. Because if you're using something, you have a choice. And you can choose to use it however you wish. So it's designed for moderation. Moderation means that you have urges, you have experiences, you have wishes, you have ideas, you have behaviors, and you can moderate them. It's moderation. Where urges and unwanted habits have you, then there is no moderation. So this is about moderation. It's about empowering users to use this app however they wish. Our aim is to help people to use moderation. And some people choose to moderate to zero drinking. And that's fine. That's a matter of choice. The key thing is that people are empowered to make conscious decisions which are in keeping with what they really want to do, in keeping with your deepest values, your beliefs, and your goals, not ours. It's yours. You're the users.
What does the daily experience look like?
Well, it's pretty simple. There are just 3 things you have to do. Number 1, turn on. You have to turn on the app. Number 2, tune in. Find the bit that you're interested in, has a resonance with you. And number 3, drop in. Drop into the experience. Be with us. Be with other users. Drop into the world. Drop into the party. Drop into your own awareness. Be here.
So it means that our users will dedicate daily their time to hypnotic sessions, short hypnotic sessions, Jungian journaling, movement, exercises with their body, specially designed, and whomever wants to read. So is it like an hour per day, which is like a commuting, less than commuting, to invest in themselves?
Yeah, it can be as little as 15 minutes a day. It can be as much as an hour and a half a day. It really depends on what people want, what they need, and what they choose. It's about the user choice. It's about their experience. That's what matters. But as you say, if you take less than an hour a day, then that's shorter than a commute to work. If you take 15 minutes a day, it's shorter than even the shortest drinking session. If you take half an hour a day, that's a lot shorter than a long hangover the day after.
We often thought about why is willpower not enough?
Consider a person trying to change the course of the flow of a river. If they stand in the middle of the river, which is flowing very, very strongly, that's going to create resistance. If they build a dam, that resistance is going to build up. Eventually, the water will break through and it will flood and take over. So the will works a little bit like that. So you might make a conscious decision not to think of a red bus. And the more you say to yourself, do not think of a red bus, what happens? You think of a red bus. Okay. So if we go back to the river analogy, there are ways that you can engage with a strong river. You can ride on the river if you have a calm and safe place, a good boat. You can swim with the river. You can take an attitude to the river and surf on the waves. Or you can just stand back and you can observe that all rivers eventually change their course and they meander peacefully and gracefully to the sea. You might cut another channel for the river. But the one thing that is not especially helpful is to just take it head on, for the reasons that I've said. This is not about having an internal struggle. It's about the development of neuroplasticity, where the mind, your mind, and the deep unconscious can find new ways on its own and with a little help from your friends to find solutions that work for you, because the power of the river is benign. It's nature. It's not trying to hurt you. It only hurts you when it has complete control over you or when you completely oppose it.
So what is the science behind our app? As I mentioned before, it's the science that explores the phenomena of the unconscious and mainly Jungian approach, which is psychoanalytic. And he was famous psychiatrist, one of the leading in the world, leading scientists who work with Nobel Prize winners in natural sciences. Among some of them was Wolfgang Pauli, quantum physicist, and so on and so forth. It's the science of hypnotherapy, which you can inform our users about briefly.
The hypnotherapy that is used in the unconscious moderation application is pretty straightforward. It's helping you to relax in your own way, to free your mind from distraction, to be clear, and to become aware of what is going on inside you and outside you, most of which we filter out without even knowing that. And from that position of awareness, it frees you to make better conscious decisions, which are in keeping with your values and your beliefs, but from a still, quiet space within. Hypnotherapy and relaxation combine to help you experience that quiet space within yourself, that central point of transformation from which good thoughts and helpful decisions spring like a spring of fresh water from the ground. So how would it really be if change, real change, was gentle, if it didn't require force? And actually, it required the opposite. It required calmness and connection. How would that be? So you are very warmly invited to start the journey with us. The Unconscious Moderation app is here at your disposal for you to use. Go inside.